Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Art. Ooh, got some glitter on this. Art and Archetypes. And today's archetype, this new moon's archetype, is the Jester. So I've kind of already got a pre-plan going. And we're just gonna kind of go with the Harlequin slash Fool, oops, slash Jester outfit. The triangles. I love those outfits. Like, I've always wanted to have a Jester costume. And I'm not doing any like measuring with this. I know I could make it look really nice, but that's, you know, you guys know me. It's not the purpose of this. Yeah. That's enough for what we're doing with it today. It's just the backdrop of our journal. Oh, I didn't even think I had glue on my finger. It's like, I guess the glue was my exact body temperature. Because I stuck my hand down there, I was like, I didn't think I had any on my finger. But in reality, I got I got a whole finger worth. Okay. Now, I think this is going to be my title page, and this will be like my fun page. Even though I know that we've kind of been doing, you know, we've just been doing something random. I don't have any kind of set rules with this journal. I just kind of do what comes to me. But I really do, like I said before, I really do kind of want it to look like the Jester, because I'm drawn to that imagery for number one, and for number two, it kind of links me back to the Fool card in tarot. And if you're here and you don't even read tarot, I'm sorry. That just happens to be something that I do, and I link to it. Maybe we'll use these triangles for some of the mottos and things. You know how I always like to write down the motto of the archetype. I was going to put like white there, but I think I've changed my mind. I'm going to put some silver behind it because, you know, there's a sparkle aspect to some jesters. Let's do it kind of wonky. I like it to look kind of wonky for the Jester, because the Jester is all about let's get people laughing, you know? They don't care if it's right or wrong. They just want you to be in a better mood. I think that's their main goal. Ooh, let me get this bowl out of the way. Jester! Let's draw a little hat here. Isn't that cute? The bells on. Can't forget the bells. I think I'm going to write the fear just on this piece of paper, but then I'll put white triangles on top of the black. Really make it pop. These kind of look like the Joker's eyes from the comic book. Or maybe it's the Harlequin I'm thinking about. Or the Harlequin. I'm thinking about Harlequin. Because even though Harlequin is the Jester, it's more so the Joker that would be the Jester archetype. And what his role was to get out. Everyone get out of your comfort zone. I'm not going to get out of my comfort zone because I'm in it being the jokester, but it's kind of like being the comic relief, but with the Joker, he kind of took it into an evil way, you know? Now for this particular one, I'm going to write the fear first. And if you know anything about archetypes, you know that all of them have like a fear that can lead to the shadow. Okay, now I'm going to talk more about the shadow on this side. But their biggest fear is boredom of all senses. So therefore, they don't want to be bored, but they don't want to be boring to others. And I thought that was pretty fascinating that there's a give and take there. Now, the motto of the Jester is, you guessed it, YOLO. You only live once. And their goal is to liven up the world. I think that that's beautiful. I think that the world needs comic relief. I think that that's why it comes across so well in cinema and things, and in film, is because when things happen to us in our lives, we can go into cycles of suffering, and we forget that laughing and joking around is okay, even though we did this wrong, even though we accepted this consequence, even though we live in fear, shame, or any of those other emotions that you rarely want to touch. A big one about joy isn't so much that you have to be joyous all the time. It's about finding those joyous moments. And the Jester being this archetype, like this, it's an archetype that we can find. It may not be you. It may not be you that pulls it out of you. But like in my family, my son is the Jester. No matter what, he could make anything a joke. Now, that it leads kind of to everyone thinking that he can't be serious. But that's not true. He just uses humor as a way to make everything make sense in his life. And he uses it in a way to help manipulate the emotions of the room, too, largely. So I think it's beautiful, but then with the fear can kind of come some shadows that we'll go over in a second. All right, let me cut up some more white paper so we can get some stuff done with this. Now I'm thinking about like making a mask, like one of those carnival masks. I'm gonna cut that or fold that in half, and then maybe I'll use gray, and then like figure out what I want its shape to look like. Kind of like an alien. But I probably need it bigger than that, so I'll cut along the line. And see what shape we get. Oh, yeah, there you go. It's like an alien. Some kind of porcelain doll type of a shape, you know? I'll have to draw the eyes on. And with this line already here, you can kind of map out the face, like, about the face. And if you've ever seen these masks, my dad used to give them to me when I was a kid. Their lips are so small. They're not like proportional. I used to find that fascinating. Or I used to find it cool. I don't want to say fascinating. And another thing that they would have is like eyeliner. Funny, I can draw eyeliner, but I can't put it on. Like, I can't do the cat thing or the wing eye on myself. Like, I don't know what it is. And then they had like swirls. Almost like vines on one side. Yeah. Kind of what it looked like. Okay, so like I said before, they use humor to kind of shake things about, shake up things in their worlds that maybe they don't like. Maybe this is just shaking up the emotions of the room, of the times, things like that. Again, think back to the Joker and all the many representations that we have of him. It's like basically they want to bring about the shakeup, the change, the destruction, if necessary, on whatever's not working in their world for them. And they can use humor to activate that. They want to level the playing field, okay? And that's kind of why I think of the Joker, because it can lead to a kind of a destructive nature. I'm going to put some feathers on her. It's like off to one side. Yeah, we'll do that. And I know I'm like talking and then doing, talking and doing, but sometimes I find it hard to do multiple things at once. Ooh, your feathers are so pretty. And I think largely they want to banish, I'm going to let this one go off the page. They want to banish the depression, like, of the people in their friends group, the people in their family, the negative emotions. They want to banish that and I guess restore happiness in a lot of ways. But it is more so about just using humor, jokes, tricks, like pranks, to shake up what can be shooken up, you know? That's basically it in a nutshell. I think what I'm going to do is write the quote on the feathers and maybe put a few things about the shadow, like in the margins. So, let me just write this out like a journal. How about that? Shadow. Yeah, it looks kind of weird. Whatevs, we're gonna go with it. Their humor can be a mask. A way to make fun of their problems rather than solve them. Basically, in a nutshell, they make a satire of their personal trauma. Wow. I'm gonna write down some more things. Let's change colors. I'll use blue, pink, blah, 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 blah. Let's use orange. I don't even know if orange will show up right here, but I'm going to come back and say, nope, that's not showing up. Dang. They strive to level the playing field of what's not working. Because like I said, sometimes I like to write things down that I want to remember when I look back about these particular archetypes. Let's write out the quote now. What color should we use? I guess we'll use blue since I made her eyeshadow blue. I'm going to do it like this so y'all can see, and then I'll glue it down afterwards. The best preparation for the future is to live as if there were none. Albert Einstein. Because I wanted a quote that would suggest the spontaneity of the Joker or the Jester archetype, because they do. They have a spontaneous nature to them. While that's a beautiful thing, there's still much that the Jester can learn. And there's still a lot that the Jester has learned, but he's kind of made a joke out of it, and he's not really facing it. And they kind of live for today. It reminds me of another quote by the Dalai Lama. It's like there are only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done, and that's yesterday and tomorrow. Which I would have used that quote, but the whole quote is kind of long, so I went with this quote. But so I kind of think of the spontaneity of the Jester. I think of living in the moment. It doesn't have to be spontaneity, but it could be somehow living in the moment. But then it could be about just the humor aspect. So there's a lot of different things that we could plug out of the Jester, like, I guess, for study purposes. And it's just like, what are you drawn to? Like, which aspect, when you hear the Jester, is it all a big joke? Like, is that what you think? I didn't really think this through. Because now it kind of looks, these don't look like feathers. They look like kind of like leaves, which I guess would work. So, tell me what you think below about the Jester, about the Joker archetype. And research some. I think, like, some that come to mind are the Joker from Batman, Merry and Pippin. They were like the comic relief in The Lord of the Rings. I think Fred and George, maybe, but it doesn't seem like they were using humor in order to, like, shake things about. I think that's just who they were, but that could be what the Jester's all about. So anyways, check out all the websites I'll leave below, because they're what I use mainly. I do go to more, but these are like my main ones when studying on the art and archetypes. And come back next new moon for some more archetype love. Much love.